Hello and welcome to Dad Got This, where we answer the tough questions like, what's a basket got to do with making chicken wings? And why do chickens make terrible photographers? The second one's easy. All their photos are overexposed. This video is brought to you by Kamado Joe. Thanks, Kamado Joe. And today we are going to use their JoeTisserie Basket to make what they say are some of the best wings you'll ever have. I'll be the judge of that. To do that, we need some wings. These are chicken wings. We are just going to separate these bad boys into drums and flaps. To do so, sharp knife, cleaver style always helps. I like to kind of break it right there at the joint, and then boom. You can leave that little bit on or not, but I take them off. Drum and flap. The next thing we want to do is kind of dry these guys off. Moisture is your enemy when you're trying to do something that involves crispy skin. I'm hoping that these get a little bit of crisp in the basket. They're supposed to baste themselves in their own juices and then be able to crisp up. So to give them their best chance, I'm gonna dry them off. While those guys are drying off, let's make a quick little rub. Grab yourself a shaker bottle. I keep these every time I empty one. They come in very handy. And we're gonna do a simple rub. We're gonna go with some black pepper, 2 parts black pepper to 1 part salt. 3, 4, 1, 2 of those. You know me, I love granulated garlic. So we're gonna go with 1/4 cup of that. Same thing, granulated onion. Good old MSG. If you're scared of it, you can leave it out. It's a 1/2 tablespoon. And then we're gonna hit up some smoked paprika, about 1 tablespoon. I made a comment that this is basically for color. It doesn't add a whole bunch of flavor. And somebody was mad at me that I said that and said I must have bad smoked paprika. In barbecue rubs, you are not going to taste much of the smoked paprika in the amount that you put in when it gets on your food, but it does a great thing for color. Yes, you can taste smoked paprika, but in rubs and things like that, the amount you use versus what you can taste, you really can't taste much of it. If you left it out, people would not be like, you didn't put smoked paprika in this. Grab it, shake it like a Polaroid picture. And there you go, a basic spice rub for our wings. Fun fact, you're not supposed to shake Polaroid pictures. Yeah, crazy, right? Now that our wings have dried up a little bit, let's go ahead and coat them in our newly made rub. Take a shaker, and we'll just give these a nice little coating. Presentation side is not a problem here because these things are going to be rolling around in a basket. You want them nicely coated, just like that. These are going to go hang out uncovered in a refrigerator while we get the grill ready. It's now time for the star of the show, the Kamado Joe JoeTisserie Basket. This retails for about 199 bucks through Kamado Joe. You do need a JoeTisserie to be able to use it. And there it is, out of the package. You get what they call the round basket, the flat basket, a couple what look to be handles, and then there are 3 attachment sets to make it work with your grill. So you get 3, small, medium, and large. Looks like we need to use the large and the large with the pointy. And that is what we're gonna need because I have a Big Joe Classic III. They even give you some tools. This whole book is just multiple pages of the same thing in different languages. So we just need this one sheet. Looks like you take these 2 pieces, these, insert into them. We use some screws. Don't freak out if you think, wait, I didn't get any screws. Your screws are in the handle, and then your other screws are actually part of the rod. I kind of freaked out for a minute and I thought I didn't get any hardware. I even looked it up online. I saw people saying they had reviews where they didn't get hardware, but the hardware is just screwed into what it's supposed to be. My first hint about that was the rod wasn't going in. It didn't fit. I'm like, why doesn't it fit? Oh, because it already has the screw on it. So you're gonna take the big rod after you unscrew the cap, this little screw here, pop it back in there. They give you this big bad boy right here. See? There's your screw. They should mention that in the manual. And then your other screws are already screwed in right here. You just pull them out. That goes in like that. Same deal. And then this one Looks like it goes this way and like that. They both point outward, and it's really the only way you can install them, which is nice. Dad proof. This guy goes on the end over here with your other two beefy screws. Tighten everybody down, and there you go. As far as the basket goes, looks nice and sturdy. It's adjustable. You can pinch on the ends here and actually drop it down to a tighter basket. Like maybe say you wanted to do like some fish or something that you don't want bouncing around. You really want to keep it sandwiched between these two. Or if you need more space, you can move it to the upper setting. That's pretty good. I like that. But we need lots of space. So we're going to move the flat racks out. We are going to use the round basket. Now, how does this attach to this? That's a good question. All right, I see. Looks like you've got two little notched guys right here. That would go to there, like so. It's a little harder to do while showing. Cool, didn't realize that, but look. Okay, it has little things on the sides here. So you could actually just drop a spit through this and rotate it that way without using this piece or use that piece. Cool, but we're gonna try it this way. Once again, a little harder to do with show and tell. It goes like that. And then there's a clip right here, which clips around the basket and holds it in place. And now, spinny spin! And that's how you assemble the JoeTisserie basket. Let's get some charcoal in this bad boy. I like to use this sucker to light my charcoal. It is a propane torch. It's pretty inexpensive. I'll link it down on Amazon. Gets them going fast. We're just gonna leave the bottom vent completely open, let the top vent be completely open, and just kind of let it preheat a little bit. After that, we'll settle in for our final temp. Let's throw a couple chunks of applewood on there. Maybe we'll get a little smoke flavor. These aren't gonna take that long, but can't hurt. Just kind of nestled down in there. It's been about 15 minutes. The unit's reading 450 degrees Fahrenheit, so we're gonna start closing down some vents. We're gonna shoot for like a 350 degree Fahrenheit cook today. We're gonna go about one finger there on the bottom. Close this guy off over here. We'll go one on the top. We'll let it rock that way for 20, 25 minutes and see kind of where it settles out at and make any adjustments as needed. I'm at a finger on the bottom, about a half a finger on the top, and I'm still just at above 400 degrees Fahrenheit, but I think we'll be okay. Maybe I'll cook them open for a little while and then I'll close it down. That should definitely lower the amount of radiant heat that is making it into the chicken wings. These guys have been in the fridge for probably about an hour, hour and a half now. I had some things I had to do. So they have dried out pretty nicely. It would be better if I left these in the fridge uncovered like this overnight and really let that skin dry out. And then you would get some really, really crispiness in these, but ain't nobody got time for that. So this is what we got. I mean, drying out pretty nicely. I gave this entire basket a quick little wash and dry, and I think we're ready to go. Before we drop these in the basket, I'm gonna hit them with a little bit of Wagyu beef tallow. This is a sprayable product. This should give them a little bit of extra chance to really crisp up. I know I was just talking about drying them out and now they look all wet. Wet with oil is a lot different than wet with water. Okay, basket. Basket number 2. We'll see how long this takes. Ooh, they are already looking good. We are 18 minutes in. I've had the lid closed most of the time, and they look fantastic. Just let them keep cooking. The lid says around 400. We are about 35 or 40 minutes in, and these are already temping. Some of them in the 170s, some in the 180s for the smaller guys. I'm gonna kick this heat up to probably like 450. It says max of 500 on the unit to really try and crisp this skin here at the end. I'm gonna leave the bottom vent on one finger and I'm gonna go 3 on the top. I'll watch it though. We are just shy of an hour. This last 15 minutes or so, I opened the bottom to about halfway and I jacked the top all the way to full. And we've been hitting around 450. So hopefully we got a little bit of extra crisp on them, but they look pretty well done. So I think we should take them out now. Let's just try one straight up. Probably should let these rest a little bit, but nice little color on the skin. They're nice and golden brown. Just try them straight up. Oh yeah, so much flavor. The skin's got a little bit of a crisp to it. Not super crispy, not like we fried them, but nice texture to the skin. They got a decent little bite of flavor on them, but probably could use some sort of sauce or something. So sauce them up however you like. But I recently went to New York and I picked up some hot sauce. In the Chelsea market, if you've seen Hot Ones, you might have seen this. This is their new pickled garlic sriracha sauce. I love hot sauces. I make my own hot sauce. I've tried a lot of the ones from Hot Ones. I've even tried the Last Dab. Have some of that. Tried the Bomb. Tastes terrible. This, I think, will taste good. Nice little bit of sauce on there. Oh yeah. Oh, that's delicious. Mild heat to it. Definitely get that pickled garlic flavor. Oh, that kicks them up. That is so good. Are these some of the best wings I've ever had? Yeah, they're pretty fantastic. Flavorful, smoky, good skin, great flavor. Very little notes I could give on improving this. So I'd say if you've got an hour and you want to make some wings, this is a fantastic way to make wings. If any of you have a JoeTisserie basket and have used it in the past and have cooked other things in it, please let me know. I want to know what other things can I cook in this. It makes good food. And I'd like to know other good foods I can make in it. So please hit me up in the comments. Speaking of comments, if you're enjoying this video, please do the YouTube likey subscribe stuff. YouTube loves it when you leave a like. I love it when you leave a comment. I answer just about every comment in my comment section. And if you really want to support the channel, consider becoming a member. Members get behind the scenes access. They get shout outs, producer credits, all kinds of fun stuff. Maybe even the random giveaway. But if you can't be a member, please just subscribe. It would really help me out. With all that out of the way, there's only one question left to answer. What's a chicken's favorite book? Great Expectations. Yeah, pretty bad. Dad may tell horrible dad jokes, cook some fantastic wings, but one thing Dad will never do is an outro. So that's it. Bye.
This is the part where I thank all of my members. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you so much for your support, and rock on. I don't know why I said rock on, but rock on.